Well, welcome. Thanks for leaving your cozy homes. There's lots of really good energy in here, and I love it. I love it. Yesterday, we hosted, Jordan and I, the Family Safety Network, our board retreat. So I'm on the board for Family Safety Network. We had our retreat in here, and Jordan made the food and did the catering. And then I got to lead them in a restorative yoga sound bath. And we did, lots of fun things in between that with Emily, the director. And it was very lovely. So it's that energy is in here. Like, it's just very positive and connecting. So I love it. So let's connect in with our bodies together in this space, finding your comfortable seat. Pulling the flesh of the sitting bones back so your weight bearing on the front or even just the center of your own sitting bones. That's a really important anatomical position for the pelvis and then for the lumbar spine. So it has more space to lengthen. So we're going to be spending a lot of support around the hips, the lower back, and the core this morning. And so let's just settle the hips down. And even bringing in just visualization here of roots growing down through our sitting bones and deep into the earth. Embodying that we're all our own individual trees. And just like the energy of the trees, they're moving down into the roots again to be restored, to be nourished. The same applies for us this time of year as we embrace a little bit more of that time to restore ourselves. As we move toward the darker season of the year, it serves a purpose for renewal. And there's also a tenderness or a vulnerability that we can feel this time of year, just like the trees have shed all their leaves, they're very bare, they're more open. We can feel a sense of maybe emotions that arise that are ready to just be held and honored and moved through us. So we're going to do some support with that as well this morning. So let's take just a few more conscious belly breaths here. As we breathe into the bowl of the belly, we're also breathing into the bowl of the pelvis. And then the exhale out the mouth. It's that beautiful discharging breath where we release old stagnant energy, tension. So just allow yourself to really drop in here to the pelvis. And as you breathe, feel your breath move into the whole bowl of your pelvis, lighting up the sacrum, your hip joints, the front belly, the pelvis, the pubic bone, that whole area. Take some conscious breaths there. And if you're noticing a place of discomfort, constriction, tension, send your breath more intentionally into that space, and even use the power of visualization to imagine bright light or warm water just flushing into that area. bringing it prana, oxygen, vitality. Let's take a couple more breaths into any areas seeking more support this morning. We're going to continue with this exhale slowly out the mouth. And we're going to bring in tapping onto our body. And the way that we're going to tap this morning as a way to purge or discharge tension, emotion, stress, is we're going to be tapping through our 7 chakra energy centers. And I'll guide us through that. What I invite you to feel into this morning is, what are you wishing or desiring to release this morning? That could be sadness or grief. That's something I personally have been releasing this week. It could be worry about someone or a situation. Whatever it is, let that bubble up from your body's awareness and bring that into your mind. And then you're going to bring either hand up to the crown of the head, and we're going to begin to tap here right at the center of the top of the head. Deep breath in. Exhale out through the mouth. And we're going to just say within our minds, I'm releasing, releasing, releasing grief, worry, whatever it is for you this morning, anger, fear, releasing. And we're going to continue tapping now down to the center of the forehead, third eye chakra here. We're releasing. Maybe it's feeling stressed about something. Whatever it is, you're going to take that into each chakra here. Release, release, release. We're going to come to the sides of the neck. We're gently tapping here. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Good. Let's come to the heart now, the chest. And we'll tap here. Deep breath in. Exhaling out. Releasing, releasing, releasing. We'll come down to the low ribs, the solar plexus chakra. Releasing that emotion here. Let's come down to the low belly, to the sacral chakra. Just noticing any sensation. Maybe you feel that emotion when you tap here. And then we'll come to the thighs, to our root chakra, releasing, 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 whatever that emotion is. Good. Then we're going to come to the side of our hand, the pinky side, and we're just going to tap on the edge of the hand here on the heart meridian, releasing that emotion here. Take a deep breath in, exhale out, switch hands, tapping on the other side. Good. And then we're going to just shake off the hands. Pause our hands now on our thighs to notice, to feel. And then we're going to tap in the balancing emotion or energy. What would we like to experience? Maybe it's acceptance. Maybe it's courage, peace. Bringing that energy in, we're going to come back up to the crown chakra at the top of the head and tap it in. The word we're using is installing. It's like we were installing new software in our computer drive here. We're installing that balancing energy now through the chakras. We're going to continue tapping down to the third eye, right between the eyebrows, installing, installing, installing. That emotion, that experience. We're going to come now to the sides of the neck and gently install that in our throat chakra. Coming down to the chest, to the heart chakra, installing that energy here. Coming to the solar plexus, low ribs, and installing that here. Coming down to the sacral low belly. And installing it onto the legs and the root chakra. Coming to the side of the hand, pinky side of the hand here, installing it into your heart meridian. Going to the other hand, tapping it in. So it's what we experience more naturally in our life, in our day. One more breath here. Good. And then let's shake out the hands and pause to rest them on the thighs. Take a moment to feel. All right, and then you can let that light come into your eyes. We'll come up off of our seat. We are traveling onto our back. You can use your blanket as your head support. What I would like you to have within reach of you on your back, and you can just set it to the side of your mat, is your bolster and your strap. The sun's even coming out. That's a nice surprise. All right, let's make our way down. As you arrive here onto your spine, bend your knees one at a time and place your feet hip distance apart. Arms are at your side, and we're going to do a gentle release and lengthening for our lower back here. And so place your awareness on your tailbone. And you're going to lift your hips slightly off the mat. Tuck your tailbone under like you're reaching it toward your feet. And then lower it down. Good. Now we're going to come upstairs in our spine to our shoulder blades. And we're going to take our left shoulder and shrug it slowly up toward the left ear. We're going to roll slightly onto the right shoulder blade and then tuck the left shoulder blade underneath us, like we're tucking wings. And then we'll do the same thing. The right shoulder creeps up toward the right ear. Roll a little bit onto the left shoulder blade so you can tuck the right shoulder blade underneath you. So that releases the shoulders a bit. And now we're going to take our feet and spread the toes and feel into the right foot. The four corners of your foot have four legs of a chair for foundation and stability. The big toe mound. So we have to really go in because we're not looking at our foot. We have to feel the bottom of the foot. The big toe mound, press it down. And then go out to your pinky toe mound, press it down. Go to your outer heel and add that leg of the chair. Go to your inner heel and add that leg pressing down. So there's your four corners. Now notice how much more stable you feel in your right hip, your right knee, and you'll feel some tissue tone. So let's come over to the left foot now. Plug in the ball of the big foot. Go over to the pinky ball of the foot. Go to your outer heel and then your inner heel. They both press down and feel that stability rising up through your left knee and your left hip. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to keep that stability there for our moving bridge pose. So connect with your breath. On your next inhale, you're going to press down into the feet and lift the hips off the earth and up toward the sun. The tailbone is tucked under and the sitting bones are tucking toward the backs of your knees. As you exhale, your hips slowly release back into your mat and really let go of the muscle energy. Let them sink into the earth. Follow your breath, pressing down into the feet. Lift the hips any amount. It could be an inch or two. It could be higher. Go where your body is going with ease. And then exhale and release the hips back down. 3 more times with your breath. The back body is lighting up with muscle energy when you lift your hips. When you lower the hips, the back body is totally softening. Good. And then let the hips relax. Okay, we're going to do that again. And this time I invite you to really visualize a hugging action of your inner thighs toward each other, as if we were going to hug the block. So we want our adductors to also tone. So just imagine your block is there. If it's within reach, you can even put your block there. And again, we're going to root down through the feet. As we lift the hips, the tailbone tucks. The buttocks is toned, the hamstrings and our back as the hips rise up off the earth. As you release your breath, the hips and the back soften into your mat. Continue with your breath, and this time as your hips lift, feel that isometric action of your inner thigh muscles. They're firing with tone as they, when we say isometrically move toward each other, the tissue is toning, but you keep your legs where they're at right now in line with your hips. And really feel the release. So when you're ready, you can relax your hips back to the earth. So walk your feet slowly in all directions. So you don't have to have as much flexion here, but you want the knees and thighs to be here. Okay. And relax, breathe. You can let your hips and the lower back soften. Okay. So the left leg now can stay bent, or you can straighten it down the mat, rooting your left heel down. Your right knee is going to travel toward your chest, and your hands will come behind your right thigh or around the knee or the shin, wherever the hands land with ease, so the shoulders stay relaxed. And we're going to pump our right hip now with our breath. So as you inhale, the knee moves away from your body. You're still holding it. And then as you exhale, the knee moves in toward the right side of your chest. You got it. So you continue to follow your breath. If your leg is straight, plug your left heel down as your new foundation of your foot. If the knee is bent, stay plugged into the earth through the bottom of the feet. The next time the knee is moving toward the chest, pause here. If it's available, let the knee move slightly out to the right and up toward your right bicep or armpit. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths here, nourishing our lower back and our right hip with our breath. Good. Now we're going to keep our left hand on our right knee, and we'll just let the knee relax back out where we started. The right arm is going to go out onto the floor, and we're going to take our left hand on our outer right knee, and we're going to press our outer knee into our hand so we feel our right buttocks light up with tone. So take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, guide your knee to the left over the center of your body into this low spine twist. Take a breath here. So the right shoulder blade is anchoring you in this twist. And then we'll inhale back up to center, pressing the outer knee into the hand again. So we've got that outer buttocks tone. Breathe and exhale and guide the knee over to the left. So just breathe as it's natural for you. I'm just guiding you in one way. But we're going to go in between these 2 movements, pressing the outer knee into the hand. And then we release that pressure as we guide the knee slowly over to the left. Good. One more time. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, guiding the knee to the left, any amount. Stay rooted in the right arm bone, right shoulder blade. Good. And then we'll bring the leg back up. And let's straighten the right leg all the way onto the mat and relax there. Wow, I grew like 3 inches. Did anybody else grow that much? On that right side? Okay, let's go to the left side now. So you can keep the right leg straight or bend the knee. Either way, press the foot or heel down. Bend your left knee into the chest, wrap your hands around the knee or the thigh, and we'll begin the pulsation here with our breath. Inhale your knee away, and exhale the knee in toward your chest. As the knee draws in, guide it out and up toward your left armpit for 3 more deep breaths. And then just release the knee away from the chest, but keep your right hand there. Anchor your left arm out onto the floor. So this left arm is a part of the anchoring of your ship right now. So you want the hand to the shoulder blade pressing into the floor. The right hand is on the outer left knee, press your outer knee into your hand and tone your buttocks. And then guide the knee to the right over your body towards the floor, any amount, staying anchored in the left shoulder. And then bring that outer knee tone into the hand as the knee comes back up where you began. And then guiding the knee over to the right. You can inhale up, perhaps, and then exhale over, or however your breath is moving is okay. The main thing is that you're breathing and letting the breath guide your movement here. So we come into relationship with our breath. It brings us into presence. We can never get hurt if we are present and breathing. Okay, the next time the knee comes up, we'll let the leg slowly extend down the mat. See if we even down on both sides. Good, take a breath here. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to draw our left heel in toward the left buttocks, like we're dragging it on the mat. So we're slowly bringing it in, and our left foot comes onto the mat flat. Then we're going to take our left foot and press it into our right inner thigh, and our left knee is going to blossom open like tree pose. Then we're going to glide our pinky side of our foot down the mat to re-straighten the left leg. And now we're back where we started. We're going to do that a few times. So the heel draws in toward the sitting bone. The foot always stays on the mat, some part of our foot. So even as we bring the sole of the left foot and press it into our right inner thigh, that pinky edge is on the mat. The knee releases out. Take a breath here. Good. Then glide the pinky side of the foot down the mat slowly and straighten the leg. So I'm already noticing I'm gaining more inches. Marilyn's not happy about that, but I sure am. She'll be happy though with her lower back feeling better. Let's do it again. Draw that left heel in. Bring the sole of the foot to the right inner thigh. Open your knee out and press the foot into the thigh with muscle energy. Take a breath. Good. Now glide the left foot back down onto the mat. Relax your leg. One more time in this form, drawing the heel in. Open into tree pose. Knee goes out. Breathe. Glide the pinky foot down and straighten the leg. Okay, cool. So we're going to add another element on this side. So this time we'll bring the heel again in where we just had it. We're going to open into tree pose, just like we did. Good. Take a breath. Now we're going to bring the knee up. The foot goes on the mat, flat. And then we're going to draw the knee across the body. And we're going to come onto the big toe side of the foot. So the pinky side is lifted off the mat. Yep, you got it. Now we're going to drag the big toe side of the foot slowly down the mat, straightening the leg. So we've added internal rotation to our external rotation here. Again, the heel draws in. We come into that tree pose. Here's external rotation in our left hip. We take a breath. The knee comes up and we move the knee toward the right. We come onto the big toe side of the foot. We take a breath here as we open in our piriformis, our outer hip, our sciatic nerve. And then we slowly take that big toe side down the mat. And again, we've lengthened further in this left side. Not only that, but you'll begin to feel a release in that left lower back. Let's do it one more time. Draw the heel in. Tree pose. Open the knee out for a breath. Draw the knee up. Cross it to the right. Come to that big toe side of the foot. Breathe. And then drag the foot down the mat. And now relax. And notice if you feel a difference between your left leg and hip and your right leg and hip. Anyone have a difference? A little bit? I'm taking the laughter as the yes. Okay. Okay, because I notice it. Okay, all right. So let's balance out. Draw the right heel in toward the right buttocks. Turn the knee out as the right foot presses into your left inner thigh. Take a breath. And then draw that pinky side of the foot down. And then relax the leg as it comes back into neutral position. Again, draw the heel in. Open the book of your right hip. Press the foot into the inner thigh. Take a breath here, tree pose. Slide the big toe side of the foot. So it keeps the hip in this external rotation until you start to straighten the leg, and then return your whole hip into neutral again, the heels on the earth. Draw the heel in. Open tree pose. Slowly glide your foot back, down. Straighten the leg, relax. One more time in this variation, this external rotation of the hip. The knee moves out, tree pose. Glide the pinky side of the foot slowly down the mat. Straighten your leg, relax your leg. We'll add the internal rotation this time as the right heel draws in. We come into the tree pose. Foot is active, knee releases out for a breath. And now we'll draw the knee up, foot on the earth. We'll take the knee to the left, crossing the center line of the body, and we'll come and roll on that big toe side of the foot for a breath. And then we'll glide big toe side slowly down the mat, straightening the leg, and then you'll settle back into neutral. Okay, you'll just continue on here at your own pace. You know what to do. Stay with your breath. And allow these movements to originate from your hip. These are the two actions of our hips that are going to allow us to walk freely in our bodies for every day that we're on the planet with more ease and less pain. you feel tight in that piriformis, the outer hip to the outer knee, spend another breath or two in that internal rotation before you glide the foot back down. Well, let's go through the whole movement one more time on this side, going at your own pace. Relax in your legs and hips when you're complete and see if you feel more balanced on both sides. Okay, so we're going to draw one foot at a time now, back to the mat, hip distance apart. And we're going to do a little bit of core work here with our arms by our sides, palms down. Bring your awareness to your low ribs. As you draw your low ribs down, they're going to knit to or toward the hip bones, the tops of the hip bones. You're going to feel your lower back lengthen and press a little bit toward the floor, but we still want to keep our lumbar curve in our spine. With this low ribs knitted toward the hip bones, we've now contracted this whole tissue, the transverse abdominis, as well as the other core and oblique muscles that wrap around us like this beautiful belt from the front belly, the sides to our lower back. So what we're going to do first is we're going to lift our right knee up, and our foot's coming off the earth, and our right knee is going to come up over our right hip. Our right foot is flexed, and we've just done that action with our core. And then we're going to use the core as well on the descent as we lower the right foot down to the earth. The right foot presses down, and we use the core to lift our left knee slowly up above the left hip. So this is now all about our core, moving from our core. Not even from our hip, we're going up to the core, and we're lowering the foot down. It presses into the earth, and then we switch sides. We inhale the knee up above the hip, and then we exhale, guiding the descent with the core, slowing it down as gravity wants to go faster. Press the right foot down and switching sides. So we're just going to do a total of 5 on each side. What can tend to happen is that you're gripping in your front neck and upper chest. So relax there and really make the work go south into your core. So we're keeping that soft in the glottis of the throat, in the jaw. And when you're complete with the 5 or up to that number, we're going to walk our feet a little bit wider, and our knees are going to rest on or near each other in constructive resting pose. So the inner thighs relax, your belly is now relaxing. Take one more breath here. Let the knees separate apart. walk your feet back in hip distance apart. We're knitting the low ribs down toward the hip bones again. And now we're going to take both knees, but we're going to go one at a time. So let's take the right knee up above the hip, then the left knee, the shins and the calves are parallel to the floor. This is called reverse tabletop. The feet are flexed. So bring your knees in so they're right above your hips. There you go, good. Now we're going to use the core. We're going to dip the left heel slowly toward the floor, but we're not going to touch the floor this time. It's hot, it's too hot. Then we're going to exhale and guide the knee back up using our core muscles. Over to the right side, dipping the right heel toward the earth. Use your core to descend the heel, but not touch the mat. As you exhale, the knee comes up. You're still using your core. So again, we'll do a total of up to 5 on each side. Taking breaks when you need to is lovely self-care. The knee stays bent. So it's literally like you're just dipping down. Yep, you got it. And then we're avoiding the hot water. It's too hot. We don't want to touch the mat. Good. When you've completed both sides to the amount that feels good for your body, hands come to the knees, relax belly, relax hips, let the knees relax out. And if it feels good, you can take a little rock on the lower back, side to side, softening completely in that core wrap around your belly. Good. And then we'll place one foot at a time to the mat. And the reason we do that is, again, to support the sacrum in staying in alignment. Okay, so we've got one more. You could choose to rest in constructive resting pose if you feel complete. Otherwise, you can follow me. And we'll come back again into reverse tabletop, knees above your hip bones. Go to your low ribs, knit them down toward your hip bones. Breathe. So we're really breathing in the diaphragm here of the low ribs. As you inhale this time, we're going to open the left hip like we're opening our book of our hip here. And then as you exhale, you'll guide the knee back to where it started. Right side, we're opening our right knee, right hip, using the core. Exhale, guiding the knee back in. You could choose to just do one on each side. You can do up to 5 on each side. Keep your feet flexed. Let them be a part of the party here. So we're actually taking the foot and the knee. They separate. One goes one direction. The other one is stabilizing. So if your knee and hip are moving out on one side, the other leg is hugging toward your midline. Good. And when you feel complete, draw the knees out. Hands supporting your knees. Relax your belly. We're going to circle the hips now. So with your hands on your knees, you're going to draw the knees out and together in toward your chest. with your breath. So they're moving out, they come together, and they move toward your chest. And then you can reverse directions as well. Good. And then we'll place one foot at a time onto the mat. We're going to grab our strap now. And you're going to take also your bolster. So we're going to bring the bolster in to the right hip. It's vertical length and it's just hugged in to your right hip. They aren't going to move from each other. They're going to stay connected. We're going to bend the right knee and draw the strap around the ball of the right foot. And now the right leg is going to straighten. So we'll take a hold of the ends like reins on a horse here, one in each hand. And your left leg, if it's bent, press your foot down. If it's straightening, press your left heel down. So either position for the leg works. Then we're going to press the ball of the foot into the strap here. And if you say, well, my leg doesn't straighten when it's above my hip, it's okay to move your leg away from the chest a little bit so that it has a feeling of being straight. So moving it might move more toward the bottom of your mat. Otherwise, if it feels okay, it can stay above the right hip. And we'll actively press the foot into the strap like we're pressing on a gas pedal. The elbows are relaxed on the earth, so the shoulders aren't cramping. And we'll take a few breaths here. Good. Now we're going to bend our right knee. We're going to take the knee out and we're going to, if the bolster feels like it's encumbering you, you can kind of slide it a little bit away. Otherwise, you can keep it there. What we're going to do is we're going to pump our right hip here like we're pumping a well. So what we're going to do is we're going to bend the knee slowly toward the earth, like half happy baby. The foot is still pressing toward the ceiling. And then we'll slowly straighten the leg as we press the foot into the strap. So we're going to pump the hip. It's really not about the leg needing to straighten. So we'll bend the knee toward the earth. And then we'll press the foot into the strap any amount. And we're going to follow our breath here. Yep, you got it. Pumping the knee toward the floor. Yeah. Good. One more time. Good. All right. Then straighten the leg back to where it started. Let's take a breath here. And then let's bend our knee and remove our strap. So we're gonna take a little break on this side because that's a lot. We're just gonna let that right leg relax. Okay, so let's just focus on the strap here. We're going to bend the left knee in toward the chest and place the strap around the ball of the left foot. Just keep your bolster where it is on that right side. We're not going to use the bolster in this moment. I'm shifting gears a little bit. So let's take the straps into each hand and let the elbows relax on the floor. Press the ball of the foot into the strap and straighten your leg as best as you can, even if that means the leg moves away from the body toward the bottom of your mat. Good. Take a few breaths here as we flush the back of our left leg. Now we're going to bend our left knee, guide the knee out, and then down toward the floor. So this is half happy baby. The knee is releasing toward the ground. Then press the foot into the strap and bring the leg back to where you started here above the left hip. Bend the knee toward the earth. Take it out. Not that far, just so it's more like, let's all start, leg above our left hip. Bend the left knee and just guide it out and up toward your left armpit. There you go. And then press the foot into the strap to straighten the leg when you come back up. Yeah, good. One more time. Bend the knee toward the left shoulder and toward the floor. Good. And then straighten the leg above your left hip. Good. Take a breath here. Excellent. Bend your knee slowly and release your strap. Let the leg slowly release to the mat and rest. Okay, we're going back to the right hip, and this time we'll bring the bolster again into the right hip so that they're touching, and we'll place the strap around the ball of the right foot, and we'll straighten our leg up toward the sky. Press the ball of the foot into the strap. Through this whole action, toning the tissues to your leg bones and anchoring that tissue into the right hip. So we're going to take the strap ends in the right hand. Your right elbow is resting on the earth. Your left arm goes out as that anchor on the left side of your body. So the left arm, shoulder, and leg are rooted. Take your right leg, and it's going to spin in the socket like a dial. You're turning it to the right. Toes are at 2 o'clock. Then we're going to guide our leg out a couple inches to the right, pausing to breathe, to keep pressing the foot into the strap, and to explore this gentle opening of our right hip. We go slow because gravity wants to take us fast. So that's why we've got our anchor in the left side of our body. The bolster is here to support you in this pose so we can be in it a little bit longer. So once you find your sweet spot here, we're going to continue pressing the ball of the foot into the strap. We're breathing. And we're extending out this right leg and hip as the left hip and leg are keeping us connected to the earth. You might notice shaking in your right leg. It's okay. It's waking up that tissue. The energy flow of the prana is trying to come in and open and strengthen and lengthen. Try to relax the grip of the strap so you're not over efforting there. We take 3 more breaths. Good. Now gently bend the right knee and guide your leg back up above the right hip. Bend the knee, release your strap, and slowly extend your right leg onto the mat. Rest your legs. Move your bolster to the left hip and keep them hugged together. As we transition to the left leg, bend your left knee and place your strap on the ball of the left foot and straighten out your left leg toward the sky. Press into the gas pedal of your foot and take the ends of the strap in the left hand with the elbow resting on the floor. The right arm goes out onto the earth. Your whole right side of your body is your anchor, so press down and activate that muscle energy. The left leg is going to spin like a dial in your hip socket. So the toes are at 10 o'clock. Then you begin your journey, slowly taking your leg out into the bolster, pausing along the way. As you open in your left hip, notice if you're staying that anchored in the right side of the body through the right hip, heel, shoulder blade, and hand. And then let the bolster support you here in the opening as we breathe. One more breath here. Gently bend your knee and guide your leg back up. And release your strap. And guide your leg slowly back to the earth. Relax here. Okay, we're going to move just the strap off to the side here. And then we're going to bend one knee at a time and place our feet hip distance apart. We're going to take our bolster and we'll turn it so that it's horizontal. And we're going to lift our hips up here and slide our bolster underneath the hips. So the hips are right at the center of the bolster. This is such a great pose for our lungs and helping to clear our lungs, as well as nourish our lower back, hips, all of our internal organs, our nervous system. So what we're going to do here is we're going to retuck the shoulder blades if they lost their little tucking action here. And you'll have the option to stay here in this supported bridge pose, or you can take your legs up into supported shoulder stand, where our legs are above our hips. We can have a slight bend in the knees. As we move blood flow and circulation, lymph fluids, as well as energy and prana through our legs and our lower back and our hips, all being bathed in these fluids and this nourishment from your own body. Relax in your jaw, in your neck. You can even bring a little smile to your face. That always opens our energy channels. You may begin to notice pulsing or tingling or warmth in your toes and feet, and that's completely normal. In inversions, if it feels too uncomfortable, you can first try to just bend your knees a little bit more. You can also bend the knees into the chest and take a break at any time. We're going to be here another minute or so. Take a deep breath in. And exhaling out. Slowly bend the knees toward your chest. Let the heels descend toward your buttocks. Take a breath here as we begin to transition the fluids back down to the feet. And we'll place one foot at a time onto the mat, and we'll let our pelvis and our hips sink into the bolster for a few more cycles of breath here. When we bring our legs overhead, it's like we're turning ourselves literally upside down. We're helping to disrupt old stagnant energy through our body, through all the channels that carry energy, through the tissues and the organs. We're creating new pathways in our brain and in these tissues. Okay, so let's lift our hips up and send our bolster south now, and let it rest under our knees for Shavasana or Shavasana to some of us. Shavasana. So just let yourself just stretch out, splay out. If you want to bring in an eye pillow or a blanket, we're just going to let ourselves digest and integrate our practice through resting. Om. Shanti. 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 Om. Shanti. 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 Your journey and slowly coming back into your body and reawakening yourself. Eventually, you'll make your way onto your side to rest and pause in fetal position in this pose of transition. Allowing your head to be the last to come up when you do find your way back into a seated posture. Holding your hands together in prayer pose, resting at the heart. We're going to close our time together chanting the sound of Om 3 times as we send this healing sound of love out into our world today, sending our prayers for peace. Let's take a deep breath in together. Om. Om. Blessings of health, of peace, and of happiness to each of you. Namaste.